Hello everyone, this is Sir Mac, your friendly neighborhood ECC wellness professional, and I am here to talk to you about both safe drinking tips and safe partying tips. The reason why I'm talking to you about this is because the 4th of July is right around the corner, and the 4th of July is known for its barbecuing, fireworks, and of course, drinking. Now before we go more into this, I just want you to know that ECC Wellness Services does not promote underage drinking. So if you are under the age of 21, do not do it. It is illegal and you can be arrested for it. If you do decide to ignore my warning though, or if you are 21 years and older and want to know more safe drinking tips, then this is definitely the video for you. So let's get into safe drinking tips. Before we could get into safe drinking tips and safe partying tips, first we got to understand what is in a standard drink. So the National Institute on Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism defined these as standard drinks. 12 fluid ounces of regular beer at about 5% alcohol, 8 to 9 fluid ounces of malt liquor at about 7% alcohol, 5 fluid ounces of tabled wine at about 12% alcohol, and 1.5 fluid ounces or a standard shot of a distilled spirit at about 40% alcohol. Now that we understand what a standard drink is, next we got to talk about ABV or alcohol by volume and how it is different from a proof and what that means for you when you're drinking. So again, ABV stands for alcohol by volume, and that is half the number of proof. So for example, if an alcohol is 40% ABV, then it is 80 proof. So again, proof is used to measure the amount of alcohol in liquor or measure the amount of ethanol in liquor, depending on which one you want to use. So essentially, the more distilled, the higher the proof, resulting in a higher alcohol by volume. So again, if we go back to the example of the beer, 12 fluid ounces of regular beer has about 5% alcohol in it. So 5% of that beer is alcohol. And again, going into one of the safe drinking tips, general rule of thumb, stay at or under 40% ABV or 80 proof when drinking and consuming alcohol. So consume 1 drink per hour to prevent binge drinking and intoxication. And this could go with any of the measurements we saw before. 1 per hour usually helps you stay on the safe side. That is really important to remember because you do not want to put a lot of alcohol in your body. And we'll see why when we get into later slides, but sticking to that 1 standard drink per hour rule will help you make sure that you're safe, make sure that you're not over drinking, and help make sure that you are aware and in control. So, talking a little bit more about that last bullet point, alcohol does take time to get into your bloodstream and get filtered out by your liver. So you're not going to feel the effects of alcohol after drinking it right away. It does happen over time. So next, let's talk about, based on the standard drinks, how much alcohol can I really have? All right, so this slide shows the chart about how much alcohol you can have in regards to number of drinks versus your body weight in pounds. So this could be either fat, muscle, or what have you, just body weight. And again, this doesn't take into account tolerance at all, but it really does show, in the absence of tolerance, based on how much you weigh, how many drinks can you have before you hit that 0.08. So for example, for me, I'm in between 200 and 220. So I can have around 2 to 3 drinks before I hit that 0.08 marker. And again, the reason for that is because the higher you get with your BAC or blood alcohol content, the more effects of alcohol you're going to feel. And that gets into the next slide with what affects alcohol absorption before we talk about what happens when you absorb too much alcohol. So again, carbonated drinks can affect alcohol absorption. So mixed drinks get absorbed easier into your bloodstream, and that includes soda/pop and juice. Temperature, so warmer drinks get absorbed faster into your bloodstream than cooler drinks, which makes sense. And food, so of course you'll get drunk quicker when eating on an empty stomach. And of course the ABV, the higher the ABV will result in stronger concentration of the alcohol getting absorbed into your bloodstream, so you'll get drunk quicker that way if you drink something with a higher ABV. And again, binge drinking, so drinking 4 to 5 drinks in one sitting, so like 4 to 5 drinks in an hour, will definitely have alcohol get shot into your bloodstream faster, and you'll get drunk a lot quicker, which is something you want to avoid doing. So, now that we talked about that, let's now talk about what happens if you reach that 0.08 or higher, or even a little bit lower than that, depending on your tolerance, how much alcohol you're consuming, things like that, as well as the dangerous effects of it. So what happens? So first you'll feel tipsy before feeling intoxicated. So tipsy is your body and your brain being affected by alcohol, but it's not at the point to where it is dangerous. So some symptoms include feeling lightheaded, your mental filter is almost gone or gone, which will result in that liquid courage. You're staggering or you're off balance and your reaction time is impaired or slowed. So again, feeling tipsy is your body's warning telling you it's time to stop. So that tipsy feeling can happen at before or at that 0.08 BAC. And again, 0.08, you can't drive or operate any machinery because your body is too impaired to do so. So what happens if you get higher than that point BAC in regards to your body absorbing too much alcohol? Let's find out. So again, intoxication is when your body takes in a dangerous amount of alcohol. So at that point, your body will do what it can to keep you safe and alive. So in the next slide, we'll see some intoxicated symptoms that are done by your brain and your body to help keep you safe. And you can also go into the link to get more information about that as well. So again, we talked about mild. So that's at 0.00 to 0.05. And again, some symptoms, mild impairments to speech and memory, mild impairments to balance and coordination, mild impairments to attention, initial sleepiness, and perceived beneficial effects such as relaxation. And again, moderate, that 0.06 to that 0.15, increased impairment in speech and attention, increased impairment in balance and coordination, moderate memory impairments, increased risk of aggression, and in some people, increased risk of injury to self and others, significant impairment to skills necessary for driving, increase and perceived beneficial effects of alcohol such as relaxation. Then we get into severe, which is at 0.16 to 0.30. Again, significant impairments to speech and memory, significant impairments to coordination and balance, significant impairments to judgment and reaction time, dangerous impairments to skills necessary for driving, vomiting, blackouts or amnesia, and loss of consciousness. And then we get into life-threatening, which is at 0.31 to 0.45, which is loss of consciousness, danger of life-threatening alcohol overdose, suppression of vital functioning, leading to significant risk of death. Now that we've talked about the symptoms, let's talk about why your body does that. So the reason why your body does that, so first, your body does not like getting drunk, right? It's gonna do its best to avoid getting to that place because it's putting your body and your mind at risk. So your body gives you that tipsy and that relaxed feeling saying, hey, you're getting to that 0.08, it's time to slow down or it's time to stop. So here you're feeling relaxed, you're feeling comfortable, you're feeling good. It's saying, just stay there while we finish filtering out the rest of the alcohol. But then as you keep drinking, your body will start taking more and more precautions or more steps to stop you. So for example, you're gonna feel unbalanced, right? You're not gonna wanna drink when you're feeling unbalanced, or you're not gonna wanna stand when you're feeling unbalanced either, so it gives your body a chance to rest, to allow it to filter out that alcohol through your liver, right? Or it starts throwing up, AKA your body's saying, hey, this is way too much, you need to stop. Because one, if you're starting to black out or you're starting to have memory problems, that's the alcohol getting to the brain, right? It's destroying brain cells. And that's something that you do not want to have happen. Or if you're starting to feel sleepy, that's your body trying to get you to stop more and saying, hey, maybe you need to go lie down or take a nap because you are over drinking and now it's time to just quit it. Or when it starts to get to the point to where your body starts shutting down, right? You're falling unconscious, you're starting to breathe harder and things like that. That's your body trying to get you to stop, right? Stop doing things, stop drinking, stop doing all that, because we're not going to survive if you continue to do this. So your body and your brain is purposely shutting down to get you to stop drinking. And true, we can go over more and more of this, but ultimately that's your body's way of keeping you protected. So now that we talked about that, we could get into, ultimately, some safe drinking tips. So first, we get into what can you do to drink safe. So first, plan out how many drinks you're going to have. And again, you also save money with this, especially if you're going out and buying drinks. Remember, based on that chart and where you're at in that chart, 1 to 2 drinks an hour, 2 to 3 drinks an hour is roughly where you want to stay, right? And also, eat something or bring a snack with you. Again, what you eat will help absorb the alcohol in your body. So if you eat beforehand and you drink, right, your body will get that full feeling to where it's like, oh man, I really don't want to drink anymore. Or if you're drinking and you're like, oh man, I overdrank, right, eat something. Or if you know you're going to a place where there's not going to be any food, bring some food with you. Again, assign a designated driver or call an Uber. So that way, if you do get over that 0.08 or even at that 0.08 and you know, okay, if I go to this place, I'm more than likely gonna be over that 0.08, I'm assigning someone to make sure that I can get home safely. And that way, cannot get a DUI or be at risk of getting pulled over and arrested for drinking. And again, call on your buddies and use a buddy system. Don't go anywhere by yourself if you're drinking, or don't go anywhere by yourself, especially if you don't know the place, because ultimately anything can happen. So it's better to be safe than sorry. And always remember to enjoy yourself and stay safe when you're doing this, because ultimately this isn't to scare you into not drinking. This is just to give you a few pointers into staying safe. And again, some other helpful reminders or other helpful information. Again, remember, never leave your drink unattended. Whether you're male or female, we don't know who's out there. Especially if you're going somewhere where you don't know anyone, it's better to be safe than sorry. So never leave your drink unattended. Or if you do leave your drink unattended for a period of time, just get a new one. Again, don't accept open drinks from strangers. Again, for males and females, do not accept open drinks from strangers, because you don't know what they've put in it. You don't know what they've done to it. Always make sure you're watching them make the drink, or always make sure you're seeing where they get the drink from. And again, always have an exit plan, so just in case anything does happen, you know where to go, what to do, who's doing what, so that way you can make sure that within the chaos, you're in order and you're staying safe. Again, never go anywhere secluded with a stranger one-on-one. Again, for both men and women, especially since you're drinking, because again, all your senses are being impaired, your decision making is being impaired, and you're more likely to do negative or bad things, or things that you would normally say no to, because your senses are being impaired. And also, if you do need to defend yourself in any way, you're less likely to do that if you are at that 0.08 or higher. And again, if you see something, say something. Don't be afraid to call the police. Remember, it's better to be safe than sorry. So if you do see something, call the police, especially if that's in a dangerous, or if that person's in danger, or if that person's been drinking too much. They'll be more concerned with saving the life than they will be of charging you. And again, if it doesn't feel right, listen to your gut. Remember, we want you to stay safe out there, so if it doesn't feel safe, or if something's telling you, no, don't do it, then 100% do not do it. So if you made it to this point in the video, then you've made it through essentially what is an alcohol safety 101 video. So again, I'm not saying do not drink. Unless you are under the age of 21, then don't drink, right? ECC Wellness Services does not condone underage drinking. But if you decide to ignore my warning, or if you are 21 years of age or older, then you have some tips to help make sure you are staying safe over the 4th of July weekend. And again, if you do want to schedule an appointment with us, you can contact us at 815-214-7390 or at studentwellness@elgin.edu. And again, I'll make sure that the links are in the description, as well as will appear somewhere here on the screen, as well as in the resources slide at the end of this video. And again, please comment down below on how you will stay safe over the 4th of July weekend, as well as what other videos or topics you want us wellness professionals to cover in the future. Again, this is Corsair Mac, your friendly neighborhood ECC wellness professional, signing out. Have fun, stay safe, and enjoy your 4th of July weekend.